Did someone say smoke machine?
Oh, there it is.
How much smoke is too much smoke for right now?
We'll see.
Hey Carla,
Hi,
how's it going?
alles goed?
Hey Koen, ja. Heel goed. So you're design people,
Yep.
Guess we are.
yeah? Is that how you identify?
I don't know. A little of everything. Architect, expert in design.
You're also an architect. I just found out.
Yes.
So yesterday I briefed you on something new, and I only had to say like 5 words, and then you were like, "Stop talking."
It's
I'm gonna
really
go
hard.
design.
I started making some brainstorming, but
Yeah.
then it will come all together at the end of the week. Like the rush time push you harder for the designer than when all the ideas came.
Yeah.
Do you both like to get rushed briefs in small pieces through Slack messages?
No.
I think we can align
can
on that.
handle
Like
it.
it's mostly the in-person briefing and well prepped,
Yeah.
and not on Slack ideally.
Or
and I
a
think on
totally full document with all the bullet points that we need to do.
that helps. Depends who's
write it?
writing it up. So
So if you think of this place that we're sitting in right now, which is the Bump Policy Experience Space on Place du Luxembourg in Brussels, have you ever designed for this space, or is this your first time actually entering?
no, I think we can say that we kind of master or own the space. In the recent 12 months, I don't even counted it, but I think we made like 10 to 15 designs for the space. And in every design, it's the goal or the ambition to create something new, and that looks different on camera and that looks different for a client. I think that's one of the main objectives for the design team, because no client basically wants to get the same end result or the same look. They all want to have their shine and podium online afterwards. So that's one of I would say the objectives if we start designing. So I think we can say we know the space by now. Every angle, every piece of furniture,
We have almost a twin of the space in the office, in the computer,
In your mind.
in our mind, yes.
And so it was a trick question before, because obviously it's not their first time in the space. Koen was with Arnett, the guy who figured out how to make it into a thing. Because when I walked in, it was dust. And then a dust that I inhaled for at least my job was actually to sweep and inhale dust, but which I did so very carefully and methodically and professionally.
I even remember when we walked in the first time, I think mostly as a designer, as an architect, you enter a space and you kind of, you get a sense of like, this is right. And it's not that you can exactly point what it is, but I think in this space, it was like the natural lighting. It was the fact that it's like a corner building. So you have multiple views outside, 2 floors, there is a mezzanine connecting. So there was a lot of like these typical spatial elements that you kind of get a sense of like this works as a space. But I remember when you were walking in, you were mostly like looking to me and Arnie like,
What is this?
what do I have to make of this? And we were like, yeah, it should be fine, should be fine.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more like a gut feeling, like this will work, we can do this, we can do that. There is flexibility, so it's...
So Carla, when you met Koen, you guys met at like an Antwerp creatives meetup type thing with university people and whatever, and then you were explained about Bump, and probably he left out the part about what we actually do and the clients that we serve.
Yeah.
Because it's too complicated for
I
designers
didn't
to grab.
understand it. Even reading the website was like, what they do. But then in the office, it's like they do everything. So you cannot define boom. They make podcasts, they make special design, they make experience in the European Parliament. So you do everything now we do everything. So.
And as a designer, how is it to design for the same space over and over? Is it a great thing or is it a boring thing?
Challenging. It's great because you know the space very well, but at the same time you are really used to what you already have, so you are really need to break down and try to come with something new. So
And the challenge often is that, I mean, for me personally, I never like to do things twice, like the same over and over. So then the challenge is to come up with new things, but not overdo it. So you want to be smart about what pieces you change, what angles you think of for video recording, but not overdo it in terms of budget and complexity. So it's that kind of sweet spot of reinventing the same layout over and over to kind of surprise the client and make the story fit for the client. So it's a challenge because I think in not many design assignments you keep redoing the same thing. Maybe like set design in video and productions, it's kind of like the same. You start from the sort of sandbox and then you build from there. But for us it's different because it's a real space, it's with real people, it's with real furniture. So I think that's the most challenging as a designer, but I do enjoy it. We have been able to upgrade and redo the space almost like 10 times in the last year. So I think it kind of proves that we're still happy to reinvent and to improve on it. So.
I remember the summer where we had to renovate it. Other people besides me had to do it, but I was very nervous about it.
You did your part.
But I remember it was probably a month before we had to finish it that we were like, oh wait, this isn't just a place, like a pop-up shop. This is a studio, right? Yeah. And I remember you guys were like, oh yeah, we'll just get some speakers and then we'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah, there was definitely some tension between like let's say the builder architect part of it and then the AV side of Bump, right. When they had different kind of views and ambition. And I think it had to grow on me on like how much can we do in terms of recording and AV setup, but that's definitely to the credit of the video team at Bump. But it showed that we all kind of bring our own expertise and like own input on how to optimize for the space, in my opinion. So.
And have you ever had to design in other projects with AV production, event production, like acoustics, all that stuff? But the idea that there's going to be hours and hours of video shot and that actually is a core part of the product that we sell to clients, that must be like weird.
For me personally, I think it was new because before it was just designing the spatial layout, the branding that's applied on like all real estate, even like the technology, like the interactivity. And I think it's when entering this space or just on the AV, on the let's say the old school Bump project, we basically ran whatever was available in the space that we were operating in. So there was not much to consider or to upgrade. And I think in this space, we kind of learned as we go, like what are the smart upgrades? What can look different? Can we use stuff like the smoke machine? All these kind of experiments that we can undertake in this space kind of makes everybody excited.
Did you say smoke machine?
Yeah, there has been a smoke machine.
Did someone say smoke machine?
Oh, there it is.
How much smoke is too much smoke for right now?
We'll see. If you see me disappear, then it's probably too much.
What is the benefit of smoke?
Honestly, I
just fun.
I like the effect, but I have no experience in using smoke smart and.
Okay, the smart use of smoke. Are there any smokers on the team?
I mean, some ex-smokers.
Ex-smokers.
But this is definitely not tobacco smoke. It's even more poisonous.
If you could smell what I smell, I'm just kidding. It doesn't smell like anything. It just smells like, I don't know. Let's not go down that road.
Can I go further than Place Lux?
Yeah, just get on with it.
Everywhere around here sucks.
Tuesdays, it's always pad thai. Well, yeah, we cook. So we do some peanut noodles or we do some spaghetti bolognese à la belge. Yeah.
Shout out Sandwich Club. They're so nice there. They have really good snacks and their sandwiches are solid. So that's my go-to for a quick lunch.
Bocadillos. I don't do bocadillos. Full meals for me, my house. No. Bebo Bun right here. I think it's Vietnamese. Very good deals, menu deals. Okay. Also, Brad's Asian food in Antwerp.
My Asian food.
Yeah.
What's this about?
It's mostly I'm not getting.
So, Carla, since you have joined Bump, there's a 3D printer in the front of the office, which never stops 3D printing.
What is that thing doing all
What
the
is
time?
it doing? It makes the noise. It's humming. I never know what it's going to be until I know what it is, and then it's on your desk.
Me neither. I never know what is
What are
going to
you
come
doing?
out until it's finished.
Why are you doing that?
Basically, we fix everything that we need to attach or create a unique design or create something that we just need to produce what we do. Yep, they have an example.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the rabbit.
Yeah.
What is that?
Basically, we make a lot of Tangsel rabbits for a project. I don't know if I can say the name.
You can't say it. We'll bleep it out.
Okay.
We'll bleep that too. We can say it. We can say it.
And basically, the idea was to put the cards, the Wi-Fi cards with the password in the middle. So it was a funny way to show a Wi-Fi card without being so boring. So basically, I printed like 2,000 of these.
2,000.
200, sorry. Sorry, my English.
No,
There is
That's why the bill was so high on the filaments. How can I-
But 200 is also a lot.
Sorry.
How long did it take to print 200?
Like 6 hours per day printing there in the office. And we make also 2 bigs and then we sprayed it on. So if you see the office behind the windows in the office in Antwerp, you can see pink paint somewhere in the wall. Was me with the painting spray.
Okay, where's the big pink rabbit now? Did you take it home?
I don't know.
With
The
other
client
clients
take
that
it.
can-
Yeah.
Okay.
They love it so much.
Why do clients think that they can have the things that we like? Because they pay us money? I don't know. I'm not sure that makes sense, but so this is a story of when I first worked with Koen. Well, no, the second time I worked with Koen and Arnouds. The time that I have in mind where we had an exhibition in the European Parliament. I was just telling him the other day that I was asking him, okay, once you've because they were like different scenes of inside buildings. There was like a living room, a bedroom or something. There are all these little tiny things. And I said, okay, so Koen, Arnoud, when is the stylist coming to fix it so it all looks nice? That was 2018 or 19, no, 2018, I think.
Yeah, 18, 19.
18, 19.
No, pre-COVID for sure.
So I continue to have that thought about every bump project between 2019 and 2026, 2025. Who knows when this will air? 2025. Until one day we were setting up the booking.com thing, and then you were here in the space, and the big stuff was built, but then you came in and you were like,
Picky with the flowers.
Yeah, and it's definitely an interesting point because from the outside, a lot of people and maybe also clients think like, oh, it's a designer, and then the designer does everything, whether it's like the graphic design or the spatial design or the interactivity, and then even like the styling. But it's not like I'm trained as an architect. I can do interior design. I can do some branding, but my home turf, my preference is the architecture, like the structure of things. And then for Carla, it's already different. So I think it's good that we also diversify in the team, because Mao is essentially like a pure product designer. He's then learning from me like the architectural side of things and the furniture built and stuff. And then Carla is more like the experiential and the styling
detail,
as
the
a
styling.
preference, as a natural gift, because I don't have it, Maui doesn't have it. So it's
and how actually does one learn the ability to arrange bags of Doritos or Cheetos on a shelf?
practice.
That's a skill that I discovered with you at Boom. I didn't know that I have it naturally. I grew up with my mother that you need to order the house and place everything in the right order or looks nice for the visit when they come. So when I came with booking, everything looks like a hotel hobby. So I was like, this needs to look big like this and that, and came naturally. So I really enjoyed it, and then become a skill in looks and finish it ordering 100 Doritos in the walls. That's really fun.
I remember we realized late in the game that we needed to have these Doritos styled. Yep. And bags of, also the Davis nuts or whatever too, right? There were nuts, there were Gatorade, there were Pepsi cans. But at this, like not 10 minutes after you were done with that, you were sent across town.
Yes.
To
First time in an Uber.
First time in an Uber to style
Mars products.
Mars products.
What I really like, eating chocolate.
Okay.
I mean,
When
that's when we
stylish.
discovered he was really good at it, because it was like a very short timeline, and still we get the picture in the office via Slack, and we're like,
Was funny,
wow,
like
this looks
Brett-
amazing. This is not like I envisioned it. So
Brett mentioned, like, yeah, I put you a box of M&Ms and you can put it inside of that, and it looks awful when I did it. So I was like, I need to play with this.
Wait, what looked awful? What I did, or
No, you send me a box of M&Ms to like a carton box of M&Ms, and you basically say, put it inside, put it in the shelf. And I tried, and I was like, this looks awful. So
and
I need to change it.
you also have to recognize that before Carla was here, you kind of went for this stylistic skill yourself.
well, it's because there was no professionals around.
And then, I mean, you like doing it, right? But you're not as naturally gifted, I guess, as Carla.
I
We
think
can be a team.
The term is that I'm not good at it, but no one else was even attempting it, so I would do it. So Carla, this is the very beautiful set, which you did not have time to design yourself. The video team did it. But if you had to style it, what would you do? What would you change about
Probably
this
I
right
will
now?
change that flower there.
Yeah. Oh, what's the problem with this flower?
It's really annoying.
So what's the?
We can have something better for sure.
Okay.
Somewhere.
What should be different about, like, what are there any, besides from your feeling about it, like I would just change it? Can you describe why you would change it? Is it because you don't like the shape, you don't like the color, you don't like the central placement? That's my only design thing. Should never be in the center. Wow, he's a genius.
And never a single object. That's just my learning. It should be 2-3 objects.
2 or 3 objects and different scales, and the artificial flower doesn't help.
What? They don't know that it's artificial. They can't see
I
that.
can notice.
Right. Well, you know what?
Doesn't look natural.
That plant back there, that's real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody really wanted to have a real plant.
I wanted that. And now there's only one real plant. And Arnaud said, don't buy a real plant because it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. And you know what?
They die.
He was right. But it's still alive. Not because of me, because I've never watered it. Yeah. It's never been me. Who's watered it? Raise your hand if you've watered it. Yeah, okay. Everyone's raising their hands. There's literally 50 people working at Bump who are off screen. All the cameras are this way, so we can't see them. They're very quiet. The final question then, right? So when you think of the project or the improvement, you don't even have to name a client. Like, what is the thing when you can get, when you can get a client to pay for it, the thing that you hope that they will want to do in the Bump policy experience space, otherwise known internally as Plux, right? But Plux is the whole thing. We just call it like it's ours, like we took it over. So what's the big improvement to this space that you can't wait to do when you have unlimited budget?
Even okay for like a hypothetical,
Sure, make it hypothetical.
limitless budget. I don't know. Just let me think. I really want to come up with a.
We are going to have some really good improvement in 2026. So.
Is that right? I heard something about a Jumbotron.
Yeah, the Jumbotron is coming. I've been arguing with the strategy team in the last months to what or how can we extend the residency of clients. And then maybe that's not linked to the budget or the money we could make, but it's more like the booking.com, for example, is a good example. We really completely redid the space. We created like a specific atmosphere, and it was all like down into the details. And then somehow, as a designer, I think you can relate. It's like it kind of hurts if they're doing the 6 or 8 events. It's been busy, and then on the Friday, basically the team comes in, the crew comes in, and they just dismantle the whole thing. Like it somehow hurts. So then, if we could somehow extend it, and then let's say the design could live longer, that would be a nice thing for us. But then again, it doesn't always make sense from a business perspective, because then we limit the amount of clients. So I would just argue for like the all-inclusive builds, like we did for booking, and just keep iterating, keep upgrading space with like the idea of the Jumbotron. Small upgrades, but
that comes together at the end.
Yeah. So you would like to build something awesome, keep it longer, and then just look at it. Yeah. And you think that you should be paid for this? Do you think that this is an actual business model?
That's how design people think, I guess. Just have people use the space. But also on that part, that's also the, if you come to Plux and there is no residency, no client, it kind of feels like not right. Like if it only works if there is enough people, if there is like 50 people, if you have the events, like the vibe is completely different. And that's also, I think, why we do what we do with Bump. Like we want to bring the people in and we want to bring them together in a certain vibe, a certain atmosphere, a certain style of conversations. And I think that's what gives us the satisfaction of keep doing what we do.
Well, we're running on vibes. That's the business model. That's the whole strategy. Create vibes, experience vibes, keep vibes, build one thing and let it last. Provide coffee with an expensive machine.
I want my coffee.
Did you not get it?
No.
Should we stop now so you can? What are you going to order?
Cappuccino.
Isn't it too late? We don't know what time it is because it's a podcast. All right, that's the show. Clapping.